you fucked it up. How could you fucked up Napoleon? I'm disappointed. This was I can imagine a lot of Napoleon fans, Napoleonic era fans who like this period of European history and a little bit of world history. They are going to be massively disappointed in this movie. It was just as you can see, even I was like, yeah, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to be as immersed as possible. I'm going to go in there with that almost like fashionable facial hair back then. But I was so hyped walking into this movie. I was like, oh please, let this be something like Alexander from 2004, which was, yes, it's not a historical accurate movie to 100%, but it's still one of the best fucking historical figures movie we ever got so far, in my opinion. When it comes to world leaders and historical figures, it's one of the coolest, best fucking movies you can watch. Alexander from 2004. Brilliant acting, brilliant cinematography, brilliant writing, brilliant dialogues. It's just brilliant. The combat, everything's so cool and good, and just it kind of like it's not a 100% historical movie, but it actually educates you. It actually is fun to watch, and my dog is sightseeing as well. This movie it's a pile of absolute llama shit. It's just, what the fuck did I just what my brain is dead. It's dead after watching this movie. It's one of the most shittiest movie I've seen this year, and probably for a long time, maybe since Jurassic World Evolution. No, sorry, that's the game. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, right? Which was also a terrible movie. Then Dominion. That's the most shittiest movie I've seen so far in my entire life. This one is almost as equal as Jurassic World Dominion. It's such a bad movie. Like the dialogues, the historical inaccurate. I don't care what people say. People say, oh, I don't like when this movie is too historical accurate, or it's not going to be historical accurate. I'm gonna say it like this: 1917. It's not a historical accurate movie because it's a fictional story about two couriers that's trying to send a message to another battalion through no man's land and all this sort of shit in World War One, and it's a perfect historical movie. Absolutely perfect. It's 100% perfect. And also Alexander from 2004, perfect. Then you have Midway. It was a very over the top, yes, but it was still a very good historical accurate movie. Though it did have a lot of liberties here and there, but it was still a absolutely fantastic historic movie. And then of course you have that the Outlaw King, which it's not it's also very in historic. I don't know what you call it. Inaccurate. That's the word. Inaccurate historical movie, but it's still a movie that you can be entertained by and at least be a little bit educated, and it's still has an amazing cast, and it's just awesome. What the fuck was this movie? Like, I've seen so many good historic movies this past 5 years, and this from Ridley Scott, like, sure, when it comes to Ridley Scott, it's like a hit and miss when it comes to his movies. I like Gladiator. It was a really awesome movie, but it's also an inaccurate historic movie. It just has nothing to do with history, but it's still an awesome movie. And then you could have Alien and all, and Martian, I think it was, which also was an awesome movie. I think Tenet was Ridley Scott as well, and that just it was terrible. Um, oh, I did read about that walking into this movie, that Ridley Scott's comments about historians can go screw themselves, whatever he said, I don't remember. It did frighten me. I was like, what? Wait, you didn't have a historian advisor on this? So you go in the Rings of Power kinda path, like when they were just firing Tolkien scholars and that sort of thing, and the result was just a terrible fucking TV series. Ridley Scott did the same, but with historian advisors. Here's the result. It's Napoleon, one of the most. No matter what you feel about Napoleon, like if you think he was a tyrant, an oppressor, a heroic noble, or a hero, an image of a perfect leader, you can't deny Napoleon had a massive impact, not just on European history, but world history. He changed the world, basically. We still use a lot of things that he initially invented, like the Napoleonic codes, the corp system, what else? Maybe not the school reforms. I don't think we had that. We still have that. There was something like that. Religious reforms, that sort of thing. Yeah, even the currency idea back then, when Napoleon tried to implement one currency for the entirety of Europe, which almost we have now with the euro. So he was away, he was forward in time, basically. And the Confederation of Rhine, basically Germany. so yeah, a lot of things. I was also worried. You can see that in my trailer review of the movie. I was like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, how are they going to put in so much in like what 2 hours movie? Like, it's Napoleon. Like 1 year of his life deserves a freaking 5 seasons of a TV series. How the hell are you going to be able to? Yeah, sure, Alexander did it, but that one it was also very long, but it also had a very good pace, like really good pace. The audience, those who don't understand history, don't know history, even they watching Alexander, they understand what's happening, because it's explained really good by Ptolemy, because the movie is basically told from the Ptolemy, I think it was called Ptolemy's eyes throughout the campaign of Alexander, that sort of thing. This one was just terrible. I don't understand how they managed to screw this up. It's Napoleon. Like, holy shit, how can you fail? Like, I will say something positive about this movie. The visuals are amazing. The battles, the costume is really amazing. The special effects and the practical effects. It's just, how could you fail this movie? You did so much good and just flat out killed it. So the acting. I don't know all these names. I'm terrible when it comes to actors' names. But Phoenix as Napoleon, I gotta say, he's 50. Like, you can. When I saw the Siege of Toulon, I was like, is it Napoleon supposed to be like 23 or 24 or something like that? Now I'm watching a 50-year-old trying to do combat. I'm sorry, you can't sell me on that. I feel Phoenix is a brilliant actor, absolutely. But I feel like he also made a comment that he never really got the source materials. He didn't even know how to play Napoleon, because, you know, historical advisors were just fired from this movie. So I don't blame him, absolutely not. I think he he tried his best with the things, with the resources he got, but it's the entire fault is from Ridley Scott here, absolutely. So I all the faults on the portrayal of Napoleon by Phoenix is not his fault. It's Ridley's. However, I don't remember her name. The woman who plays Josephine. I think she did a much better job playing Josephine. Even though this movie was focusing way too much on Josephine, like I don't have much complications with it, because Josephine is an interesting character as well, but it's Napoleon. This movie it's named Napoleon, so we are supposed to focus on Napoleon. It's not called Josephine and Napoleon or Josephine, it's Napoleon. I want to focus on Napoleon here. So most of this movie is just Napoleon's and Josephine's love life. In there's several sex scenes in this movie. Like, yeah, Napoleon and then Josephine bonked a lot, and a lot of other people's. I know that, but this is not why I want to see the movie. I don't care about all the affairs. I don't care about the love life. Like, you can showcase the relationship, sure, and Josephine's relationship with Napoleon's family, which was not the best, and here's what I would do if I was really Scott, and he's like what 85 years right now, and he pretty much had like what 10-20 years left on his life. If I was a director who is like 85 years old, I would be like, dude, I want to do a movie where I'm going to be remembered for it. I want to create something, my crown jewel or my legacy. So I would do this. If I'm gonna do Napoleon, I would do 3 movies. The first one would focus on Napoleon's early life, his childhood, from his upbringing in Corsica, his military education in France, the revolutionary times, and then of course the siege of Toulon and the campaign in Italy, and then it would be ending with when he's departing for Egypt. Then the second movie, we would have maybe a new actor, but pretty much the same in the beginning of it. We will go through. No, we will go with a new actor here because he's around. No, we should keep it. I mean, if you find an actor who's like 30, then maybe 30 or 35, somewhere around there, then we will be set. We will have a character or an actor that could play Napoleon throughout his life almost. Where was the beginning of the second movie begins when he arrives in Egypt. Then we have the lot of battles, the battle of the pyramids. Well, it wasn't that close. It was like 2 miles or something. I don't remember exactly, but they could see the pyramids on the horizon. The French fighting the Mamluks and the Ottomans, and then we have the Battle of the Nile, or no, not the Nile. I think it was Battle of the Nile, where Horatio Nelson pretty much put an end to the expedition by annihilating the French Navy. Then we would continue up to Napoleon arrival back in France. Then we have all of that political stuff, and eventually it would be ending around when Napoleon the coup, when he becomes chancellor, and then coronation. And then the third movie will begin, and that one will focus on the invasion of Europe, then and the creation of the continental system, and then the Battle of Trafalgar, and then the invasion of Russia, and eventually the Battle of the Nations, or the second Battle of Leipzig, I think was called. Then he's exiled to St. Elba, and then back to 100 Days Reign and Waterloo, and then St. Helena. Like 3 movies, maybe around 3 hours each, maybe with extended version we can have even more, like probably like 8 hours we're looking at maybe. So I would think that would be the solutions for making a movie about Napoleon, because when it comes to the movie about Alexander, the thing is that we don't have so much data documentation, if you want to call it like that, about Alexander. We only have like tales passed down through generations and artifacts and the depiction of several not paintings, mosaic and that sort of thing. So, but Napoleon, we have so much data and collection and documentation about this man. Almost every single day of his life. There's like several books about it. So, yeah. I'm sorry to tell you, but this movie, it was a failure. It's not Napoleon. There's so much in this movie that is missing, like the campaign in Spain. What else? Oh, there's so much. Yeah, the Battle of Nation, Borodino. We saw a little bit of it, I think it was, but still, I mean, it's Borodino. It's one of the most bloody. It's like the biggest battle of the Napoleonic Wars, I think it was. The most bloodiest, at least. There were like 100,000 versus 100,000. It's like the biggest one we ever seen until either the Crimea War or the American Civil War, somewhere around there. What else? We did see Napoleon marrying his second wife. I don't remember what she was named. She was Austrian, I think she was. You saw it like once, but never again, and we never saw Napoleon's son. What else? Well, a lot of things in Italy, Berlin, Trafalgar. We didn't see anything about Trafalgar. It wasn't even mentioned. Like one of the biggest sea battles in Europe. So like, oh my god, this movie is a failure. I don't have much to say about this movie because I was so utterly bored about it. I was like, man, how long is it? Come on, I don't want to see another sex scene. Where's the battles? Where's the strategical talks? And you know, even Alexander had that one in the early, like the first goddamn minutes of the movie. Like so the audience gets it. Like I'm like the only one in my family who likes history, and I asked one friend and one family member who's like, "Do you know what's going on right now?" And they are like, "What the fuck is going like?" He's in Egypt now, and now he's in Russia, and next scene he's in France. What is going on? Like, I don't. Is this Napoleon? Is this like? Is he some sort of super speed human? Like, what is going on? Why are they burning down the cities? Why are they? I don't understand. That was like my friends' reaction and my family members. Like, I was like, oh my god. I gonna need to explain to all of the people who don't get it, because if they think this movie is like historically accurate, it's a abomination of historic movies. Oh my god. I look back at my trailer, was like, man, yeah, it's you know that when you get like very old, you think like, yeah, you were young and dumb. Here's like, I was hype and stupid. But it's Napoleon. Like, my god, it's one of the most influential humans in human history. How could you do this, Ridley Scott? And then he said, you know, that another scandal he made, like, oh, critics who say this movie sucks or it's just bad should go and should just shut the hell up. Like, what are you going full Disney right now? You know, when Disney was just going around telling people to shut the hell up and calling them names and fascists and racists and misogynists and sexists just for criticizing the Star Wars movies. I think he might have dementia. I mean, he's 85 years old, something around there. Like, wouldn't surprise me that old age has started to, you know, he's become more grumpy and that sort of thing. I am not interested in watching the Gladiators 2. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not interested. No. No, Hosea, no, absolutely not. What would I give it? What would I rate Napoleon? A 2 out of 10. The only plus sign here is the visuals, as I said, the practical, the practical effects, the special effects, and especially the costumes. It's so good. Like the dresses for Josephine and the Napoleon's uniform, the uniform of the marshals. Even though, as I said in this movie as well, we don't know any. These like 2 characters, Josephine and Napoleon, and all the rest is just there. You don't know who is Ney, who's Marat, where's Bernadotte. Like, what is going on? You do see Tsar Alexander for a little bit, and you see a little bit of Wellington, but you don't get any sense of their personalities or their thoughts on Napoleon or the thoughts on everything surrounding this, like their values, their religious belief, like nothing. I want my money back. So it's a shame. I can imagine a lot of French people are going to riot. Like, never let a British man take a shot of a Napoleon movie ever again. So it's a very Hollywood kind of movie, trying to romanticize in sort of way. Maybe not romanticize, but like humiliate Napoleon, like typical British satire kind of humiliation of Napoleon. Like, I don't know, this movie was a fail, it was a flop. Ridley Scott, you screwed up, just admit it. You should not have fired those historical advisor. You screwed up, and if you tell me to shut the hell up, well, I live in a country where we value something called freedom of speech. I have that ultimate right to tell your movie fucking sucks donkey bells. So yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. Don't go and watch it. Go and watch something else. I don't know. This is very dry on the in the theaters right now. There's not many movies coming out, so I don't know. I'm just disappointed. Like, it's Napoleon. How could you fail it? I mean, when you read about Napoleon, or even watch some of those other movies about Napoleon, or even TV series that he just appear, it just fascinates you. Like, you want to know more about this man, and that's why I always recommend, if you want to know something about Napoleon, you gotta read the books. TV series and movies or documentaries, they can't, it just doesn't come any closer than the books can. The books are just amazing. And there's so many. The only one of the better ones, I would say, was made by Herman Lindqvist, which is a Swedish historian. A little bit here and there when it comes to his historic books, but it's still really good, and I really liked his biography of Napoleon. I think I have it somewhere. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. So yeah, it's just why? Anyway, I know it's not a structural. Is that how you say it? Structure review on Napoleon, because it's just, I'm so disappointed. I can't build a structural review for this movie. It was just a catastrophe of historic movie, which is so sad, because these last 3 years we had like what we have Midway, which was pretty good for a historic movie, like an action historic movie, if you want to call it like that. I don't really know how to explain it. All Quiet on the Western Front, which was just an amazing movie. Like if you want to see a good historic movie done right in these recent years, All Quiet on the Western Front, brilliant. Absolutely, in my opinion, it's a shame on Oscar and all the sort of awards that did not give this movie or the actors any kind of rewards, because they just made it mind-blowingly good. Then you have the Forgotten Battles, I think was called, the battle in Netherlands with British paratroopers, which also was with Tom Felton, which also is an amazing movie when it comes to acting and special effects and all that. Really good war movie as well. You also have Norwich, even though it wasn't the best historic movie, but it was still a really good one. What else? We had Elvis. I classify that as a biography historic film, and it was just I loved that movie. It was just, I stand up and dance in the theater, and I was just, oh, the acting was just brilliant. It's a shame Mosul, I think was called Mosul, which is depicting the battle of Mosul. I think it was like Syrians or Iraqis fighting against ISIS. Really good movie as well, if you want to see something more modern. What else? There's probably someone that I forgot. Sisu was a good historic action movie, but it wasn't historically accurate, but it was still a really good movie and good acting and all that, so I really like that one as well. We had such a roll with historic movies, like, oh, and Ridley Scott screw it up. Well, what else is going to happen this year, this last month? I mean, this is I think it's the first, right? No, it's second today. I think it's the 2nd December. So, well, there's a rumor for the new GTA 6 trailer that's coming up in the 5th of December. I'm gonna try to do a review on that, or not a review, but a trailer reaction for that one. My Baltimore anime figurine, the Phoenix race version, it's on the way, but it's been on the way for a long time now. I'm a little bit worried. Like, my tapestry of Dea has already arrived, so I'm a little bit worried about that figurine right now. So I hope it's going to be going to arrive pretty soon, so I can do a review on that one, because it's a pretty much a brand new one. I planning to do something like my top 5 video games for 2023, including movies, and then I'm going to do maybe like 2024 anticipation for movies, anime figurines, and video games, because there are also several of them. So yeah, God, I'm so disappointed. I know it's not the best review out there, but you're looking at a man who loved Napoleonic history, who loved history in general, and you see something like, to historians, I think this is the Rise of Skywalker, or the Last Jedi, I think it was called, for Star Wars fans. This is just a catastrophe. Thank you, Ridley Scott. You really did a great job. Oh my God. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Sorry it's not the best review out there, but I'm just telling you my opinion of it. Don't go and watch it. It's a failure. It's not an accurate depiction of Napoleon or anything to do with Napoleon. It's just, it was a movie. That's all.